Now we're going to talk about the main goal of our SSP, our systematic selling process, which is getting to the proposal. So let's unpack this for a minute. Let's assume we've had a great 5-point follow-up strategy. We've hit our pool of contacts, we've engaged a cold contact, and you've done a hell of a job at selling the meeting. So here we are. This meeting can essentially make or break the sale. It should be noted that most digital marketing sales, that sales cycle is about 4 to 12 weeks long. That's a long sales cycle. As you know, as a sales pro, the longer the sales cycle, the longer it takes for you to get paid a commission. So we want to shorten this cycle by all means necessary. Typically, I want to close a deal within 4 to 8 weeks, and the best home run deals close between 2 to 6 weeks. So with that being said, we want to make sure that we absolutely hit it out the park in this meeting. So we've sold the meeting, now we got to get to the proposal. In email, I told you don't focus on services and focus on selling the meeting. At first, once we get the meeting, I'm going to say don't focus on the services, focus on selling the strategy. Now, the strategy is something you're going to have to come up with. You know the 3 core services we're offering. You know your prospect. You know the prospecting neighborhood. You know their pain points. You're a semi-authority in here. So we have to create a strategy from these services that's truly going to benefit this potential client. So we're going to attach these services every single time to a strategy. That's when it connects with the prospect. Once we get there and it starts clicking for the prospect, we start to see excitement happen. We know 100% of sales is done because the buyer buys emotionally. We have to make sure that they're excited and that they like us. And once we've developed that trust, because they have confidence in the strategy and the services we're selling, we're ready to get them to the proposal. How do we get to the proposal? We set that meeting at the meeting. It's pretty simple. We want to leave that meeting with a call to action right off the bat. Something along the lines of, hey, Bob, now that you see this strategy, you understand our services, you see the value and how it could benefit your business, I'd like to finalize all of this, wrap up my final thoughts, and give you a price point. We want to talk price with the client, but we don't want to talk price at that first meeting. We don't want to get lost in the weeds at that first meeting. We want to sell one more meeting to get them to the final process, the proposal meeting. The reason this meeting is so critical is because it's your first face-to-face interaction with your prospect. They went from cold to engaged, and now we're going to see if we actually want to work with this client and if they actually want to work with us. So once we sell them the strategy, they understand the services, and it starts to click for them, we have to leave that first discovery meeting with a major call to action. And that's the call to action of setting the proposal meeting. We want to schedule that meeting essentially before this one's over. It goes something like this. Hey, Bob, you understand the strategy. You see how these services can benefit your business. Why don't we get a proposal together and discuss this sometime next week together? You want to review that proposal with them. You don't want to get into the weeds with pricing in this first meeting. You want to get them excited with the strategy. So let's sell them on the fact that we have a strategy, we have services that can benefit you, and guess what? This is attached to a proposal which we'll go over together next week.